Now we're back. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, all that good stuff. This is the second AMA of the year for Elephant Money. My name is Bankteller, as you know, and we're here to just take your questions. Do want to set the context. So the date is January 17th, 2022. The markets are currently red. Bitcoin is underperforming around $42,000. A number of factors going on, but I think that the main thing that's going on is that the central banks are kind of running out of tricks. They're still going to be printing money. Don't let them fool you. But they're just going to be more selective about where that money goes. So understand that money will be making its way to the markets. Money will be making its way to the crypto markets even. But they're just the big, uh, the big, so the big printing and the open, transparent printing is waning a bit because it is causing inflation, but also Omicron is causing inflation. I mean, when you have workers that can't show up to produce product or services, those things can become more expensive or can cause supply chain breaks and which sees things up, and then the limited amount of inventory that is available goes up in price. The limited amount of workers that are available to provide services, their hourly rate goes up in price. So that's how that inflation works. And then it also have the side effect of, even if a producer is not impacted necessarily by inflation in terms of their cost of goods and cost of doing business, they see their competitors raising prices and things, and so they in concert raise prices, and so that also contributes to inflation. But I think inflation's up like 7% right now, at least in the US, and that's not good. But I don't think that we're going to necessarily feel the money tightening happening in this quarter, at least. So, at least from a community perspective, in terms of what we're doing, it's time to kind of batten down the hatches. I've been very active in terms of, as you know, developing and pushing forward on Stampede. In addition to that, I've employed a software development consulting firm and a web design firm. So we're actually breaking ground this week on an upgraded user experience and UI for Elephant.money. So we're going to say bye-bye to the 4-year-old UI UX that we inherited from Bankroll. We're going to get something a little bit fresher, a little bit new. It will be very familiar though. So I would classify this first work by this design agency as a reskin. There'll be some additional work by the development house to do better wallet integration, and that'll be the main development going on. I've interviewed 2 PR/marketing agencies, and I'm looking to get an initial proposal back from at least one of them. I continue to work directly with various consultants, whether it be YouTubers or whether it be different engagements for, say, Reddit marketing and stuff like that. I think you saw that I put a post up. So I'm always engaging with consultants directly for like sort of small one-off things. But we really need to get to the point where we can scale the operation. So you see the performance pool, for example. Let's just take a quick look at that. Yeah, we see the trunk staking. The rewards pool is at 733K. The performance pool is at 119K. So ideally, both these numbers should keep on going up. So another way you can kind of gauge performance of the system is if you are inclined to be the person to press the trunk, no one has to press the performance button. That's just going to go to, the dev marketing operations, and I can press that button. But if you're inclined to press the trunk button to distribute funds for native stakers, just keep track of that number, because that number should always just be going up. Even if it's paying out, it should still be going up. When it kind of dips down, it means we've lost a little bit of momentum. So, for example, we're down by like $400 on the performance pool. It's at 119. So it just means that we had a negative day in terms of generating income. Now, a lot of that has to do with how I've redesigned Stampede. Adding that roll, well, I was very apprehensive about adding that roll button because I didn't want to create dashboard money. And the act of you guys, even though the fees are expensive and all that stuff, that's the cost of doing business, because, we don't have any like fake buffers or dashboard money. Those funds are stored in the liquidity pools, and to access those liquidity pools and to pull money out, you have to do an equal for equal exchange minus fees and slippage. That's economic activity, which actually allows the protocol to trap value and circulate that value as we go through those operations organically. And when we just add a simple dashboard roll button, that kind of breaks the system a little bit. And in the case of V31, when you actually hit that roll button, it tries to batch operations and do basically a straight buyback of Elephant against the BNB liquidity pool, Elephant BNB liquidity pool. And then it gives that buyback to the treasury. It's becoming clear by looking at some of the charts, to me at least, that price follows liquidity. And what that means is, by the simple fact of us doing a sell-off of Elephant from the treasury so that we can create new trunk, but then that generates yield credits. It also generates liquidity for trunk BUSD, and then additional liquidity is built when it's burned again when you redeposit it back manually, if you're doing it manually. So we got to get back to basics there. I have a draft coded that I think captures most of that, but that initial mint is really important. That initial mint is really important for building trunk BUSD liquidity. So I'm going to have to potentially look at how I want to approach that minting process. There are ways for me to just get collateral from the Elephant treasury. When I say collateral, just think BUSD. And when I get BUSD, then I can do a manual mint from the front door. When I do a manual mint from the front door, that generates trunk BUSD liquidity. And that's important because basically, as we go through our general operations, that continual 1% building of trunk BOC liquidity de-risks the platform. And, basically that liquidity pool is a bank unto itself. It's the simplest bank there is. A stablecoin pair liquidity pool, owned by no one, but the token itself is a pretty awesome generational bank. So, and it's growing faster than inflation and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's just a heads up there. I'm probably going to push something in the next 24 hours. So everyone, you'll have to, again, re-enable Stampede once things are tested and pushed. You'll get a new version of Stampede when you reload the page, and you'll have to approve that. Enable that again. That's just a quick update, though, of where things are. Let's try to make these things quick, because we're going to do lots of them. So I'm pretty much ready to take questions. I'm just going to enable everyone to speak really quickly. And you can just unmute yourself and ask your question. And we'll try to get answers. And almost done. All right. So, are we going? Okay, so I'm gonna look at, and I also have the chat open so I can look at some questions here too. Okay, so the first one is: do you expect the update to help elephant price along? It should definitely add positive price impulses from the rolling action, because the idea is to take, where possible, I mean, in the short term, I think, folks are going, people should be continuing to add to their Stampede positions. This is not a free lunch. We basically win by stampeding. What does stampeding mean? It means not only roll, this is in dashboard money, it means that we understand that 205 APR is the best in the industry. And it will work if people expect to get 205 APR or maybe a little bit more. But when you start to game it, and I say, hey, you can compound, you can try to go for the 6x and stuff like that. But we have to be realistic here. When we're in bearish environment, folks being greedy, we all lose together. It is still a bank. If everybody tries to withdraw from the bank, and especially 6 times more than what they put in, what do you expect to happen? And in a bearish climate where everything else is red, no, that's not how it works. If you have a job, you put X amount of money into the bank. This system helps amplify that. You make a win from a pre-sale or from something else, or you have dividends coming in from another system where the certainty of price is not there, then you can, put it into trunk. I mean, trunk is general purpose. Trunk Stampede Elephant is the back office. Elephant is the sort of long-term multiple X's opportunity. But um, that front office is just going to get refined. Um, but the use cases are P2P, savings, certificate of deposit, period. That's what we do. That's what we're good at. It's on the Binance Smart Chain. It's FDIC insured for BUSD. It's regulatory compliant. Our play is viral growth and P2P usage. So what does that mean? That means that you guys got to get to work. Sitting on your ass means that we lose. Next question. And, oh, by the way, yes, we're 10 times better than every single fucking ohm fork out there that has $1 billion in TVL. So yes, when I say we need to get off our ass, I really mean we need to get off our ass. And I need you guys to sign up, people. Like, if you're in this platform, and especially if you hear my voice right now, whether right now or like later, you need to get your cousin, your brother, whoever, coworker. The system works. You need to get people in, and they need to know that they need to get people in. We get that geometric progression, we win. But no one's going to do this for us. I can't do this for you. I can't sit at your living room table and tell that person to sign up. So anyway, I get heated about this because I've been doing this for 4 years, and we've had some really hot projects. We've had some boom bust projects. We've had some stable projects that just run forever and like did what they were supposed to do, like credits forever, and just worked. Nobody ever said anything bad about credits. That was 30% AP APR, 30% reliable APR. But yeah, we're in a new normal now, and we have competitive numbers, but we just have to, when I go a whole day and there's like no chatter, you guys got to realize that you need to at least say hello to each other, at least say something, in the chat. Like, we have the numbers in the chat, but if you're lazy and don't say anything in the chat, if you join the chat, if you don't say anything in chat, guess what? When new people join, I'm like, nothing's going on here. Even though this is one of the best economic engines in human existence. You get that? Like, you have to gotta actually do something. It's not, well, can the devs do something? The price is going. Can the devs, that meme that can the devs do something? No, can the community do something? The dev has done what it needs to do, and we're continuing. New UI coming, yes. Single asset pools, no. So the focus is savings, which is staking. Hold on a second. I need to kill some things per usual. And let me do this one thing. Run out of memory here. Okay. All right. Should be better. All right. go. All right. So yes, there's no single asset pools. No, we're not gonna give free divs to um, a Bitcoin pool that's underperforming when that TVL could be helping, add, stable liquidity or extra BNB to Elephant. Um, you can do that somewhere else, or just keep that as stuff in your wallet, or use Venus or something. But it doesn't provide benefit. I think TVL, incentivized TVL. That's more DeFi techno wanking to look big when you're not really big. The truth is, you're minting tokens and giving those people tokens for them just to put their dollar value crypto under your umbrella. Let it sit there. But it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. It's just to inflate the books. So we don't do that here. We do a lot of things differently from the status quo. So the only thing that really matters is the market cap of Trunk and of Elephant. And Elephant, it's about community, it's about the herd, about moving together as one, but it's also about being the biggest damn thing on BSC. So that's the other end. Like we want to be the elephant in the room, at least when it comes to BSC. So we got a lot of work to do, but it's all like marketing, PR stuff at this point, I feel like. Somebody say something, so I know this thing's recording still. Because my machine is
what's good?
not happy. Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Hey, BT, you got some people that joined that are muted. One person with their hand.
All right, I switched over to my phone. 1 second. Hello, hello.
Yep.
That should be good. But like I don't know how much of that you caught. My machine is like, I don't know. I only have 8 gigs of RAM on this laptop. I need to get a whole new laptop. This sucks. I've been suffering for like over a year now with this thing. So yeah, the question was about single asset pools, and like, yeah, we don't need that fake TVL. That's just incentivized liquidity. It's just to make you look big, without even people committing to your tokens. Does that make sense? Let's see. All right. Any partnership plans in the works or map? Okay, so the biggest economy for cash is peer-to-peer, right? The largest employers of individuals are small business. 80% of all individuals are employed by small business, right? So it's peer-to-peer. It's people being active. It's us getting super influencers to actually use this shit. That is the number one use case for cash. People talk about, can you use Bitcoin for cash? When can I buy a cup of coffee for Bitcoin? Well, God damn it, for Trunk, you can actually do it right now. You get your favorite coffee shop to accept Trunk, and we wouldn't have to do a goddamn thing for them to accept it. It would just work. MetaMask to MetaMask. No big deal. Peer-to-peer is the number one use case. You. Now, I'm hiring a PR and marketing company, so I'm hiring people to say this nicer than I'm saying it, because I'm just the honorary developer in the fucking background. But until those guys get fully onboarded, you're getting it straight from the horse's mouth. And I'm telling you guys, you got to get off your lazy asses and push this thing with your words, not with your wallets, with your words. Word of mouth. That's all you have. That's it. We have something that works. The fucking ohm forks are imploding, melting. How much is fucking ohm worth now? This is insane. Ohm is worth $120. I got into ohm at $1,200. I think it had a high of $1,600. Mark Cuban, half of the frickin' Shark Tank on ABC, and the shit doesn't even work. I lost $1 million last year to some clowns in Iron Finance. Their stablecoin doesn't even work. I can set one variable in Stampede and make the peg of Trunk BUSD hit a number. I set the slippage to 2, it's at 98 cents. I set the slippage at 1, it's at 99 cents. You saw it. I set it at 3 when I launched it, it was at 97 cents. Funny how that works. Shit just works. You know when it doesn't work? When the community doesn't say anything in chat. When nobody even posts a meme. When you don't share with your cousins and your friends and your whatevers. Like, we got to do that. You got to be brave. This stuff works. Totally red market. You got other projects. The stablecoin can't hold peg. Yada yada yada. No one's fucking here to save us. Everything else is red. We're here to save everybody else. Okay? But we have to do that. We have to stampede. We have to organize. And we have to get that goddamn elephant out of the elephant BNB LP. It's a mechanical process. Don't buy elephant if you can't hold it. Don't buy elephant if you're worried about the price. Now would be a good time to buy elephant. It's cheap. It's cheaper than it was before. It might be even cheaper later. It might be good to start DCAing now. But a lot of people are looking for what it is. And you still see the machine working, right? The machine never stops working. We're not just tanking like these ohm forks. Farms accepting Trunk and things like that. Again, that is more. We have to think about our target market, and like our target market is like everybody. You know what? Most people will never do these farms and shit like that. Like, if you look at some of the that have launched of late, I guess we can work with Pancake. I would say Pancake would be a good option. Pancake and a few others on BSC would be a good option. So we could definitely start there, but by no means is that a requirement. It just simply isn't. Are we going to add a buy sell box for trunk on Pancake Swap or drop box so we don't have to leave the site? Yes, that is a big yes. That is a big yes. We will have buying of trunk. That is also true. Intentional, we want people to be minting. That is also true. Minting is the preference. Minting is what makes the world go round. Can we run ads on PooCoin? Yeah, we can run ads on PooCoin. We're going to ads on Dex Tools. I was running ads on the bot. I might be still running ads on the bot for like a month. Dex Tools. People have been hitting me up trying to they can get us like in trending on Dex Tools and things like that. So that's all in the works. Ads on YouTube, I'm not so sure, but we definitely have YouTubers hit me up directly all the time. A few agencies have hit me up. The agencies definitely charge way more than the YouTubers. The PR marketing agency that I'm bringing on, I have someone who's doing that, here and there, and I'm doing that directly. Pretty much, like a lot of the videos that you've seen are because I hit up YouTubers directly. There are some YouTubers that have run elephants, done elephant videos, and that for whatever reason haven't done elephant videos of late. I think it has to do with a lot of things. You have to understand that like everyone gets fatigued. A lot of people who are doing this are not necessarily making a lot of compensation or income from this, but are literally doing the things that when you see a lot of these YouTubers, like for example, Bartertown or things like that, these people are doing, or if you like Stunna Breezy, is another good example. A lot of these YouTubers are doing what they're doing because they are already wealthy from crypto. And they became wealthy from crypto. And because they were in that influencer role, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the influencer role. But some people simply know that you make it happen. You want drip, for example, to rocket, and you're in drip, you talk about drip a lot, and you don't stop. Why don't you stop? Because it made you a millionaire, and you keep going. You know what? Guess what? A lot of programs in Bankroll have made people millionaires. Bankroll has a lot of millionaires, and Bankroll and Elephant set up people to become millionaires. A lot of people in Trunk right now will be millionaires before we finish this cycle. So you do what it takes, because we're all in this together. This is our business. So that's what people are doing.
SK video. What? I don't get that one. Yeah, I don't know about the rules for YouTube ads. So I don't know. But in general, influencers are 10 times more effective than ads. So really, so I'll tell you what the marketing plan's probably going to look like. The marketing plan is going to look like getting our own content media strategy in order. So Twitter on point, Telegram, Telegram community management and stuff on point, memes on point, all that stuff, engagement on point. If you go to other channels, you know, admins and everybody in between is active, right? Not everybody who's, you know, there are people who are active who don't even have like an admin responsibilities, but basically are there to make sure that the chat and things like that are active. And people can get their questions answered. I think we do a pretty good job, but we're just too passive. Like silence, not okay. Yeah. We do have a marketing person who's on board now. So we have the agency, and we also have a marketer. So we'll have the marketer also doing some work, you know, potentially work with TikTok and stuff as well. So we're going to be upping our game. This not for BSC. I don't know of any insurance for BSC. Sit tight for a second, guys. Sit tight for a second. I'm going to go mute myself for a second. All right, back. So, in terms of our insurance policy, our insurance policies, frankly, for this platform are very clear. The insurance policy are is the lock liquidity. No one can move that liquidity. Not me. Not anyone. We don't ask users to build that liquidity. We don't have whales that have large liquidity positions that can be rug pulled under you. That's all groomed and managed by the platform itself, and those that liquidity is always assigned to the tokens. So when you hold trunk or elephant, you can always guarantee that you can basically pancake swap and redeem it, even if the system for whatever reason wasn't working properly, or you know what I mean. So that's the guarantee. Let's see what other questions we have. The marketer is well known in Hollywood, has managed many celebrities and companies alike. And yeah, but I'm not going to disclose that. Hey, a lot of people do that when somebody says, I'd like to contact somebody for marketing proposal, blah, blah, blah. People put my name or like Mr. Big and stuff in different channels. That's not funny. You know how much spam that generates? Just stop that stuff. Barack. BUSD is Paxos, which is FDIC insured. So by proxy, Trunk is backed by stablecoins. The system is much at final form. We're going to be enhancing integrations with wallets, analytics integrations, like with say DeFi Llama and things like that. Pretty much every system that people use where they would expect to see Elephant or Trunk pop up, we need to make sure that they pop up. So, but it's kind of like, is McDonald's in its final form? Right now we have an operating business that's easy to understand. The fundamentals of it are easy to understand. And still have to operate, right? So it means there's constant marketing, constant promotions, constant upgrades, constant renovation, documentation, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of people get to this point and then they quit. The amount of work they do, the amount of communication that they do, all falls off, right? And the project stagnates. We're doing the exact opposite. We've been in this build phase for a long time. And now we have the working product, and now we're still tweaking it here and there, but we have a stablecoin that works. We have a managed liquidity. We know how to build it. We know how to massage it. We have product market fit with the basic way that our staking and Stampede works. So that all works. And now we just have to get the word out. And that's going to be hard too. Like, in a very bearish climate, where people just don't look at crypto at all, it really is going to come down to community. Like, you have to realize, like, you're like, say, run an ad in PooCoin. Like, nobody's at PooCoin anymore. Like, people aren't, PooCoin's traffic took a major dip. People aren't going there to trade shit coins. They're out. They already got wrecked. Or they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're the hardest core of the hardcore in this DAppHead space. And we know the projects that are still making money, right? And we're in a lot of them. Every day I wake up, I know exactly what my Stampede account is going to give me. I don't know how much my drip account's going to give me. Go to my drip account. I withdraw from that. I buy some Trunk, or I mint some Trunk, and I put it in Stampede, or I buy some Elephant. And it's going to keep on doing that. So I'm happy for all the projects in the space. Mana Farms looks like it's doing good. Drip's doing good. I'm happy for all of the projects that have spidered off from bankroll and other things, and go and taking things to the next level. All that, I'm happy that all that's happening, and that money is staying in this DApp space, this DApp head space, and we just keep going from there. So, what are the questions you got? I need questions. This is an AMA. Pretty much. It's done like McDonald's is done. I already said that. If you're just getting in now, McDonald's. How many McDonald's renovations have you personally lived through? I've lived through quite a bit. Right? How many times have you seen the McRib on the menu? That's a good way to figure out how old you are. Stuff like that. There's always work. How many commercials have you seen from McDonald's? How many different campaigns have you seen from McDonald's? Sweetie just had a Sweetie meal from McDonald's. Can you name any other artist that had a McDonald's meal? Other ways to know how old you are. So, how many iterations has Ronald McDonald gone through? Bottom line is, we're at the point where we need to make elephant a household name. And when you say elephant, people are going to immediately know what it is, and you're going to immediately know what to do with it. And when you say trunk, you're going to immediately know some trunk. My cousin has sent me some trunk. I cut his grass. He sent me some trunk. How to cash it out, yada 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 yada. That's where we need to be long term. And that's a $1 billion ecosystem. If we 3x our holders, we'll be at $1 billion. So think about that. If each of you can just get a handful of people that you can immediately can impact and influence, it's like, hey, just literally show them the gains. I'm sure there's plenty of people on this call that are making, $500 from Stampede or Drip per day. So like, just show that. You onboard them, they immediately see how it works, and then they just add their funds as they go along, and that's it. That is the formula, and it's going to take a while because we're in some ways we're just getting started, but we already have the funds to do this. So, like I said, I have the PR agency. We will be getting some coverage. All that stuff's going to happen. But now we just have to keep the momentum going. Just literally just keep the momentum going. But I think for Stampede, it's not a twist your arm situation to say, double your money in a year. If you're actually more active in a system, you can earn more. Like that's not pulling teeth. Not in today's environment. A lot of, just FYI, a lot of people, they say, oh, we can't fill these jobs and stuff. Well, guess what? These companies, they have these open positions, but they don't want to pay the people what they're worth. So there's that too. A lot of open positions, but nobody wants to pay anybody. and so it's like the standstill as well. So a lot of people are going to choose to just work for themselves or try to go in their own private enterprise. And elephant is a big part of getting high yield on is a big deal. I mean, this literally is the holy grail of money making. Compound interest. Einstein knew what that was. There's really nothing better. So anyway, yeah, auto compound would definitely is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Look at the ohm forks auto compound. You see where that got them in their damn spreadsheets. So no, that's a bad idea. You need entropy. You need people doing different things at different times with different time horizons. If the system just auto compounds everyone, it auto compounds everyone to the ground. When you decide to put a quarter of your life savings into one of these ohm forks or something like that, you might want to ask, is the founder doxxed? Has the founder been actually working in institutional finance for more than 20 plus years? Does the founder have a computer science degree from MIT? Has the founder sat directly across the table from the billionaires that actually own these establishments? Like Fidelity, State Street, stuff like that? I mean, that shit kind of matters. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying it matters. And guess what? At regular TradFi, traditional finance, you're not running stuff if you don't have those credentials. So what makes this any different? Daniele Sesta, whatever his name is, Time Wonderland. How many of you own Time? Let me run it now. You thought I was playing. Let me run it now. Let's do it. Justin 3 times. You're still in Dallas, bro? How long have I been running that meme? I was telling you to get out. How many people listened? I looked at the code. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's not going to work. I think he actually said he's moving away from the DAO model. Great. How long is it going to take him to come out with a working model? That's my question. It took me 4 years to come out with a working model for all this stuff. And now we have Bankroll Flow that's still paying. Even though it has major bugs, it's still paying. It's still running. It still generates liquidity. It still protects liquidity. It still recycles liquidity. It still pays people's bills. We have Drip with just minor bug fixes. The farm thing is nice, but before the farm thing, which is not even a month old, it was still just Drip, which is still just Flow with bug fixes. Stampede is just Flow with no referral system, no MLM, none of that annoying stuff, none of that stuff that makes it unfair, for promoters versus the regular investor. That's what Stampede is. Stampede is a fair version of Flow. After seeing how things can get, right? You have promoters and stuff, and you have people trying to steal people's teams and all this stuff, and just like, who needs to deal with that? just all row in the same direction. We're all going to win. All going to make it. Yep, Ohm is in the gutter. $120. Insane. $120, and that APY is nowhere near where it used to be. And then with Time Wonderland, they're turning the APY off. So now you're just holding a shitcoin. Insane. Okay. Anyway, so for people who just joined, we have a web design firm already on deck, already signed a contract. They've already been paid. The new site will be, best in class design. It'll have a dark and light theme, all that good stuff. Proper marketing, user journey, stuff like that. We do have a compound calculator, either coming from Crypto Slow or from Kelly. You know them. I'm gonna pick one of those, and that'll be the main calculator for Stampede, official one from like I said, Stampede is a amplifier of income. If you're trying to compound it to the moon, if everybody's just trying to do that, that's not the best strategy for operating your business. This is your business, right? So keep that in mind. But it should become very clear that with Elephant, we're not trying to boil the ocean. We're actually just trying to add the most valuable utilities that crypto has to offer. And then, you can still invest in the rest of the top 200 or, your shit coins or whatever you want to invest in crypto. Just know that part of your business is about bringing those gains back to the bank, to the global community bank. And that's how we make the magic happen. And that's how we provide permissionless access to finance. We provide a trunk stablecoin, which can be used for commerce. We provide trunk staking, your basic savings checking account with high interest yield. And then we have a certificate Stampede, the bonding system. High yield. That's it. If we take care of the business will take care of us. That's exactly right. If you take care of the business will take care of you. That's it. We all have to remember that. When I get my pulse gains, woo! Major injection into the ecosystem. That treasury is going to get a major shot in the arm. We're going to get rocket into parabolic territory, and we're going to stay there. Everyone needs to do that. If enough of us do that, we'll be $1 billion market cap and above, and we'll have the visibility to bring in the masses. And the Treasury's position will be assured. We suffered probably around 20, I'm going to say maybe a little less than 20 trillion worth of dumpage during this whole during this all these red days. But actual people, like people, probably getting liquidated in other projects and things like that, and actually dumping their elephant. Not that many people dump their elephants. So maybe 20 trillion max of dumped elephant that the system had to absorb. And you see that in the chart. And you see other things in the chart that I'm trying to fix in this next. Okay, I'm gonna at least stop the recording, and then we can continue from here.